Hey, I'm Dagny, and in this video, I want to share with you my experience and my process in creating the packaging for the jewelry, for my jewelry that is available at my business, Bandele Muse. And I thought for this video, let's have some fun and try a different part of the same room. So we're here at my desk. This is where part of a lot of the magic happens. When it came to packaging for my jewelry, which if you may not already know, my current jewelry collection at bandelemuse.com is a mixture of bangles, which are made of a fusion of gold, brass, and copper, gemstone bracelets, and earrings that are also, like the ones I'm wearing now, a fusion of gold and brass. So they're small. So the packaging needs to be small. But I also wanted the packaging to be sustainable. And initially I was looking at, okay, what does sustainable packaging look like? And a lot of it was giving, to me anyway, it was giving potato sack or compostable cardboard. And that really wasn't my vibe. So then I looked into, well, how can I do packaging that is reusable? As in, it's something that, yes, you can utilize to store your jewelry if you choose to. You can use it to store other things. You can use it as decor if you want. And just so that it's something that does not contribute to more waste. So initially I wanted to create a bag. And I was going all over Pinterest looking for designs and inspiration. And okay, I'm going to share with you, this is why we have this space right here, because I'm going to be sharing images with you too. Let's just pretend as if the images are coming out of my laptop, yes? So I came across this particular way of wrapping that is, I think, originally Japanese, where they'll use fabric and tie it in a way that makes it look like it's a gift. And I thought that was really cool. And I wanted to do something like that, but either with my own print or with African tie-dye or wax print or something where when you get your package, it looks like it's a gift. And then I started looking into, well, can I make that into like a bag? Because of shipping, when you want to ship something, your courier always needs to open the package. So it needs to be wrapped in a way that still gives the intention, regardless of how many people need to open it to check of what's inside. So initially, this was what was going on in my mind in terms of inspiration, in terms of vibe, in terms of this is our mission. Then it came to, how exactly am I going to get that done? So initially, I looked into creating that here in Accra. And the first person I interacted with to do this, they insisted they don't do this, but they can do a tote bag. And initially I was like, a tote bag or like a drawstring bag. And I felt like, I mean, it's not really what I wanted, but I mean, if it can be done, I guess that could work. That actually never happened because they ended up not delivering. So then I decided, okay, since I will be going back to Texas for the holiday, why don't I, just to have some team? I'm seeing all these people on YouTube talking about Vistaprint or Printify. Why don't I actually utilize one of those and see what it's about? Fine. So my first real bag for Bandele Muse was done on Printify. I ordered like the lowest amount that one can order, which was like, I don't know, I think I ordered like 10 or something. I still have a few left, so these are limited edition, okay? So this, and I'm giving you these details because there's a journey here to get to the bag that I'm using now, which I really love. All right. So this was the first bag, okay? This is it. And you say it's kind of a clutch canvas bag. We have the logo in the front. Let's see if it will, yes. And then on the back, it's the name and it's supposed to be the tagline and a QR code. But as you can see, due to the way it was printed, it's kind of, I mean, it's there, you know, it's there. So, you know, it's a bag, yes. And it's what I used to start with. But I knew we could do better. I knew we could go harder. So would I utilize Printify again? I mean, to be honest, to create this was very simple. It's a drag and drop situation, and then you know, that's kind of it. There's only two options. This is a smaller option or a bigger option. And they come individually wrapped. So, I mean, for those who are doing like those print on demand things where you would, I don't know, put some abstract art or random cartoon, maybe this totally could work for you. In terms of the vibe I was going for of like, we are, you know, sustainable but chic, sustainable but luxurious, sustainable but edgy, sustainable but modern. It wasn't giving what I needed it to fully give. And I still have a few of them and they still do what they need to do, yes. And there's quite a lot of space inside. I utilize one of them for like pens and stuff that I use for writing out the cards and stuff. So these are limited edition. So you might get one of these when you order from Bandele Muse. But this was the first. And so this was for me, it was a moment of, I'm very grateful that, I could get it done. And to prove to myself that, yes, I can get this done and I can go even further with it. And I do have something to start with. And you can just go ahead and start even if you don't have everything in place. That's what this experience was for me. Now, fast forward a few months where my focus then was returned to, okay, let's get the stuff on the ground here in Accra finalized. Let's get the website finalized. Let's get all these products on the website, which I did. And let me know if you want a video on like how I set up my website. It's with Shopify. And that was an adventure and a learning adventure in itself. But so far, I'm happy with the choice I made of putting my website on that. So let me know if you want a video on that because we can discuss that. And then we could be sitting here again to discuss that, yes? Okay. Then I shifted my attention again back to, okay, the packaging. Let me see who else can do the packaging. And this time around, I decided that I'm not going to limit myself. As in, I'm going to look for or see if someone locally can do what I'm looking for. And then I'm also going to try out Alibaba.com. Because again, I'll be doing this research on YouTube and everybody talking about Alibaba.com. And I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out. And what better way to check it out than let's do packaging instead of products. Let's see. So I'm doing both of these kind of simultaneously. For the ones locally, I would say I interacted with maybe 5 different manufacturers here. And out of the 5, 3 of them actually responded. Out of those 3, 1 of them delivered a sample. So when it comes to, so just with that, when it comes to business, you kind of get the sense that a lot of people just like leave money on the table by just choosing to never respond or never follow through with things. Like, I would like a quote because I want this, is that, the other. Okay. And then like they never get the quote, and then like that's it. And then it's like, well, I could continue following up with you to get a quote, or I can move on to somebody else who is ready to work with me. So the first sample, the only sample I got done here, was for a paper bag and a card. And this is what it came out as. This is the paper bag. So this was done here in a crumb. And wait, can we see it? Can we focus? Yes. All right. So this is your simple paper bag, square box situation. And I was thinking that this could be an option for when I'm doing in-person experiences here or delivering locally here. In addition to the cloth bag, it needs to be in an actual package. And I was thinking, well, maybe this could work possibly. So that's how this came out. Because it's the sample, apparently it's printed on a different paper than what the full order would be. But overall it's okay quality. Then when it came to the card, it really didn't come out the way I needed it to, because like the dimensions or the measurements were not what I needed it to be. Also, the paper was like too glossy, so I couldn't write on it. But for the bag, I was like, at least now I know. And they were like, within a week, the sample was done. So at least I was like, okay, I've identified a vendor who could do a paper bag option for me here if I needed that. But it still was not the original jewelry bag that I'm looking for. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and, like I said, Alibaba.com. So I ended up working with 4 manufacturers at Alibaba.com, and one of them worked out. So let's start with the first one. So the first one, since it's Alibaba.com, that means there's a plethora of options, which I found a bit overwhelming at first. So then again, I went back to YouTube to be like, how exactly am I supposed to utilize Alibaba.com? And took note of like, you got to look at the stars, look at the diamonds, look at the years, these are the questions you need to ask the manufacturer so they know that you know what you are doing, etc., etc. And I was like, okay, cool, okay. So that's what I did. So the first, I then went into like fake leather as an option for bags. Because again, yes, they had jewelry boxes, but I was like, I want this bag to have variety, not just be a jewelry box. I might do jewelry boxes later, but for now, a bag is fine. First bag was this one. And they were done, their communication was great as a manufacturer. They asked all the right questions, etc., etc. They got it done within a week and everything. But the material for me was giving like paper plastic. And the print also of my logo seemed like it's one of those where you can feel it, as in it would peel over time. But I didn't mind the shape. And I was like, maybe when Bandele Muse gets into producing bags, I might decide that this shape might be a bag that we create or something. But let me focus a little more for you. Yes, this is it. Okay. So it's fine quality, but still wasn't exactly what I wanted. So that was the first sample. The next sample was this one. This manufacturer was struggling a little bit. Started out great with communication, and then would do things like, after we have agreed on what the sample will be, and then we're going to start production, that's when they let me know that, a certain color they can't do. or a certain this they won't do, or a certain that they're going to do differently. And I'm like, shouldn't that information have been part of what we were talking about when I asked those questions before we agreed to do the sample? And then on top of that, when it was ready, they let me know that they actually did not do the size that I wanted because I wanted it smaller. And I'm like, why would you not do the size that I wanted? But they said, it's their fault, is there a mistake? With the full order, that would not be a mistake. I'm like, okay. Then it comes in and I take note that my logo is the wrong color and is also distorted, like stretched. So it's kind of, and also you can't read the name because of the distortedness, all right? So this is how it came out. All right. So this is, when it comes to manufacturing, this is the reason why everyone says you gotta do samples, because everybody claims they can do something, but not everybody can actually do it. So I let them know that this was my issue. So no, I will not be proceeding with anything, but appreciate the effort. We get E for effort, yes. The next manufacturer was this one. Now they were on top of their stuff when it came to communication. And I preferred their quality of, it's called PU leather. I much prefer their printing because it feels like it's a part of the leather. There's no raised situation, there is no peeling, there's no, I can just take it off, none of that. So give a better quality, yes? So this is what this one looks like. And then on top of that, I liked that on the inside, it also has a little pocket. Everyone else's was just plain inside, but this one would have come with a pocket. And of course, I would have done the inside black or purple, or a gold would look pretty actually. But no, maybe either a black or a purple, yes. So I kept this one on like, okay, standby, but doing a full order would have been a steeper cost. And I was like, okay, I know they can do these types of bags, yes. And this manufacturer is legit, yes, but let me do one more, because I'm still not fully feeling it for the packaging of what I want, sort of thing. I felt like due to the quality of this and the amount it would be to produce a full order of these, which they needed, I think they needed like 500 or something like that as a minimum. I felt like this should be a type of bag that I would actually sell, as opposed to a bag I'm using just for packaging. So then I continued my search, and my search went from leather to suede to canvas, etc., etc. And then I found this particular manufacturer that is canvas. And while this was going on, my idea for the design further evolved, and I decided, well, the thing about these other ones, where I initially was thinking, oh yeah, just put my logo on a bag and that's it. I was like, you know what? Maybe the reason why it's not fully giving what I want or what I need is because having it with just the logo is looking plain to me. Why don't I incorporate the Bandele Muse signature print to the bag? And initially I reached out and inquired about that with the manufacturer who did this, to take note of, is it possible to put a print on fake leather for it to look like that's the print of the leather? Because this is me and my big ideas. And they took note of like, it would be a double screening process that's needed. And of course the price goes up even more for that. I'm like, okay, noted. Then I looked into canvas. Can we do that on canvas? And found a manufacturer who seemed willing to do that with me. Fine. It took a month for us to get the digital version of it right. It took a month of getting the print situated right for the bag, which was like me having to constantly like resize it in Illustrator or switch it up in Adobe Illustrator. And then finally, the person I was interacting with, they then also got their own design team to assist with configuring it in a way that aligns with what I'm saying, what I want it to be. Once that was done, then it's like, okay, now, can we do the sample? It's like, yes, we can create the sample now. It took a month to do that as well. The first sample that they did, they printed it and then took note that the logo of the profile and the hat is not working on canvas. It's bleeding into each other. So a lot of its details are not showing. And the name is not showing either. They tried to screen print. They did like, there's different types of printing you can do. They did the first one, then they did a second one. And I took note of like, okay, then because the bag is smaller, so there's less space for the logo to take up. And I was like, on the one hand, you can make the logo ginormous on the bag, but I just felt that didn't go with the vibe for this particular bag design. I might do that for something later, but not for this one. So then I had to make the very difficult decision to have the bag be the print and the name without the logo, without that logo. So there's two logos, right? There's the one with the illustration of the hat with the face. And then there is the letters of the name Bandele Muse. So I decided for the bag, I want to do the name Bandele Muse because I do want people to gradually get used to the name Bandele Muse, get used to pronouncing it Bandele Muse. So it makes sense to have the name. So they then went back and printed that and then finally sent me the samples. Even though it took about 2 months, while that was happening, due to the back and forth we were having and the images they were sending me about the progress, I took note that I felt like this was going to be the real one. Like I felt like this one was, because it was taking more time because it was actually special. Compared to the others where it was very simple for them because all they're doing is just stamping a logo and that's it. This one had more to it. So then I got my sample. Isn't it cute? Here, let me show you some details. Let me show you the details first before we talk more about it. Hold on. Yes. Okay. So this is the current Bandele Muse jewelry packaging, featuring the signature Bandele Muse print and the word logo and something extra. Okay, let me just talk about the bag. And it's a canvas bag, normal on the inside, yes. I ended up choosing to go with this. So I ended up doing like their full order, like I did a sample order because their full order was a minimum of, I think their deal was like a minimum of 500. I asked, can I do 300 instead? And they said yes. So we did that. So this is what you will be receiving when you purchase your Bandele Muse jewelry. And a little extra thing that it comes with for a select few, because it's a limited edition. I also, because I just be doing the most, made these little charms with the logo. So I'm putting them on the zipper. Let me see if I can show it fully. Get close enough. Get closer. Pay attention to the zipper. Pay attention to the zipper. But you see this little charm right here. Yes, all right. So that is limited edition because I did a small amount of that. But I thought that was cute to add so like you don't lose the other logo because it's on the zipper. So yes, this is the current version of packaging, and I liked how I do prefer the canvas. I think having it a soft thing like this does feel like it would, I guess it does feel more sustainable than fake leather. I also love the way the print came out. I actually don't mind that we're having the word on both sides. I like how the black and white pops with my purple and gold. And yeah, I was so very excited when this came in. As I have now shared with you, it's been quite a lot just to get to this point. Will this be the packaging forever? Who knows? Who knows? I still love that other like wrapped sort of thing, which maybe I could do with these too. But the point of this is so that yes, when you purchase your Bandele Muse jewelry, you can definitely keep them, like store them in this, because your jewelry is individually wrapped in these golden, let me put my hand against it, yeah. In these golden little bags, which, okay, these bags I got from Amazon. But I like the gold squiggly things that it has with it. If at least against my hand, you can see a little bit of it. Because I thought it went with the vibe with my brand as well. So you can definitely keep your jewelry in here. You can also utilize this for different things. I did measurements so that you could, if you still use pens or pencils, you could put them in here. You could put brushes in here. You can put your chargers or your ear pod things, or if you're still using cash or coins, you could put, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different things you can put in here, and it looks cool. And it can be, I guess it could this be decor? Like, would you just put this on your shelf or something? Like what, right? It's art in itself. So that was the journey to get this jewelry packaging to a point that I felt was worthy of the brand, the business, and my community. If you would like to see a packaging done, I did do one of those like package and order type videos on Bandele Muse TikTok and Instagram. So it's at Bandele Muse or both of those. You can check out one of those. And I guess I should do more of those. I'll be doing more of those too to show off this. But I'm really, it was a lot. It was a lot of diggy type stuff, but I was really happy with the vibe of this. And the reason why I'm choosing to do packaging like this, or even I chose this type of logo and print and stuff, is that I'm also seeing that, like, you know how like, I see this logo and print to be as memorable as the Hello Kitty logo, or as, well, let's stick with that. Yeah, as the Hello Kitty logo, yeah? So that when I do get into doing accessories like bags and things like that, having the logo like an embroidery, or the print as an embroidery on part of it, yes, it's part of the art, but it also signals the business and the brand, sometimes without even having to put the word Bandele Muse. That's the vibe. That's what we're trying to give eventually. Yes. So yeah, so that was the deal when it comes to packaging for now. And I think a lot of my different lessons that I got from that was, one, don't limit yourself. Go just explore options that inspire you regardless. Also allow yourself to release control on how things are supposed to go. And think bigger, dream bigger. If you do want to compare where we started and where we're at, like it's such a, I think there's also a great symbolism of how business and brands and yourself evolves too, of what, like once you further realize the possibilities that are yours, that you can go as outside of the box as you want to, and trusting that there is people and opportunities out there that can resonate and deliver those bigger than life ideas too. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But yes, so that is a story behind the current packaging for Bandele Muse jewelry. And if you would like to get your hand on one of these, all you gotta do, because remember, this is just packaging, baby. All you gotta do is go to bandelemuse.com, check out the current collection of jewelry and pick up what you like, and you can get one of these. And you possibly can be one of the lucky few that gets the extra charm on the zipper. As always, I enjoy hearing from you. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about the packaging? What do you think about this journey of the different types of packaging? Does packaging even matter to you, in particular when it comes to jewelry or accessories? Let me know in the comments so we can continue the conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I'll see you next time.